time for my weekly reading wrap-up for the last week in July. First up, I finished Mary Higgins Clark, All Dressed in White. This is a stand-in book, again, because I don't feel like going downstairs. This one follows a TV producer who is digging into a cold case about a, unsolved crime, potentially, that happened 5 years prior, where the bride runs away from her wedding the night before and nobody can find her. And like I said, potentially a crime because she could have left on her own, but nobody's heard from her since, and they're trying to figure out what happened. This one's very just drama-filled because they're setting this TV show on location where the wedding was supposed to happen. It's this luxury resort. There's the groom who is now married to the previous bridesmaid. There's sibling dynamics that aren't really that great. Lots of just drama, and I was here for it. I really enjoyed it. So that one was really fun. I liked that one. Then I listened to the audiobook for 20 Years Later. I just saw this was on Audible and I didn't have to use an extra credit, so I was like, why not? It's on my TBR. I'm going to get to it at some point. So I listened to this. It was actually a really chunky book. The audiobook flew by. I really enjoyed the premise of this. It's looking into a crime that had happened years prior in a really odd way. It's following another TV host, actually, and her latest story is about a woman whose body was identified from the rubble of 9/11 20 years after the fact. And when she starts to dig into this woman's story, she just wanted to do like a sort of a feel-good piece about her. She finds out that this woman had been accused of unaliving her secret lover because he was married and so was she. So she's accused of unaliving him in a really bizarre and just it was a really bizarre situation. I don't want to give more away because it's kind of fun hearing about it and everything, but it was a very sensationalized crime. And because of 9/11 and everybody believing that she had died in the towers, but not quite being able to prove it because they hadn't identified her body yet, it just goes away. The crime goes away because there's no case anymore. So she's now digging into that aspect of the story as well. There's some drama going on with the main female character and her past, so you get that story woven in there. Lots of secrets and betrayals coming through. It was really cool. I just wish that the ending was done a little bit better. It felt like instead of wrapping up the story in a way that made sense, like progressing the plot and actually having a narrative for the ending, they sort of did like a bunch of epilogue chapters where it was like summarizing, oh, and this is what happened with this person, this is what happened with this person. Like, we jumped really far ahead and it sort of talked about what happened, but like it didn't play out in a natural progression in like a story narrative timeline, if that makes any sense. I don't know how to explain this properly, but I didn't really